I find that nothing is worse than getting into business already being set up to fail, because business is hard already as it is. So in this video, we will go through 5 niches that you definitely don't want to get into, because these will bleed you dry like there is no tomorrow.
There are thousands of niches that we could have put in today's video,
that's right.
but we had to cut it down to 5. And the statistics for business, especially small business, are not great, right? More businesses fail than succeed. So what we decided to do is pick the 5 worst ones, biggest ones.
Presuming,
in our opinion, assuming that you, the viewer, are relatively new to e-commerce and not a marketing whiz, just getting started. So if you want to increase your chances of succeeding in e-commerce, then definitely don't do
any of these ones.
Niches.
So number 5, don't do subscription boxes that don't have clear value proposition. Now, what do I mean by this? Some products are amazing on subscriptions, like the crap toilet paper, guys, like that is effing brilliant.
Who gives a crap?
Who gives a
That's
crap?
the brand, yeah?
That's the brand. Everybody needs to go. So as a subscription model, that's amazing. But those subscription boxes that are like, ooh, I'm gonna get a surprise every month, like that's really bad business. Really bad business, because the conversion rate is gonna be very low. Like if this month subscription box might like get you in because there is something exciting, well, you know, you might pay for the first one, but then the cancellation is gonna be so high, because essentially every single month you've got the opportunity to cancel and cancel and cancel. And what people don't realize with subscriptions is that you are not making your money on the first month. Often you are not making your money for the first 3 months. So for the first 3 months, if you are out of pocket, and then you are hoping to make money on month 4, but your customer cancels,
that's a problem.
It's a problem.
I see why it's a trap though, because it's shiny and it sounds exciting, and there are a few successful, really successful brands that were small that turn into big. Like I'm thinking there's some that are designed for kids, especially, like they make puzzles and games and different things like that, where every month you get a new puzzle, a new game, a new thing that unlocks. So, you know, when you're really clear on who the audience is and what their value proposition is and what the price point is, it could work. But if you're new to business and you're starting out, this is your first business model that you're doing, I think it's a bit dangerous.
It's
right?
very dangerous, because like understanding the value that you have to provide, because every month essentially you have to top up the value that you've already provided.
You said this already, but every month is a chance for someone to cancel.
Exactly.
As well.
And then the money you're gonna make is for somebody to be so loyal that, let's say, out of the first 12 boxes, they will absolutely love 8. And even if they're not gonna love the 4, they're still gonna give you a chance for the next few months, because they're hoping they're gonna love that just as much as they love the first 8. And so keeping up with that, it's just like keeping up with the Joneses.
So if you're starting out new to e-commerce, I'd say this one, not the one to start with.
No, it's gonna have very high acquisition cost, high cancellation rate.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be difficult for you to sustain that long-term revenue.
Absolutely. Great. All right, I think that's good. Next one, number 4, electronics and gadgets. This is one of my favorite ones, because so many people have come through our doors and said, oh, I'm gonna sell some exciting new gadgets and things like that. Why is it such a bad idea though, Silvia? Why?
So, just some simple examples. Even some of our members who are wildly successful in e-commerce, even like they are reluctant to introduce gadgets and electronic products because they can break, and they are very difficult to fix. When it comes to transport, they're classified as dangerous goods because they contain batteries. So many things can go wrong. They can also break in shipping, and so
they can even be faulty on arrival. Like it's electronic products, you open the box brand new and it doesn't work.
Yes.
Like that's a huge problem.
And most of them going to be made in China. And so, you know, you're never going to get that money back. And so it might sound cheap to start with, like, oh, these products are going to be only $5 and I'm going to be selling it for $55.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, if there is a really high margin in electronic products, typically it's a trending product and it's not going to last. So you're not going to build a sustainable business long term.
Usually those gadgets have a low margin, I would say.
Yes, and usually they have low margins, high returns, high refunds, high breakage, so high wastage.
Yeah.
The only time when it's really great to do gadgets and electronics, again, is when you're more experienced and you invented your own product and you're manufacturing that, you've got the IP for it, then go for gold.
Yeah.
Like, for example, few years ago, the startup Upright came into play, and that was an incredible, amazing sensation, but they have invented that product and manufactured it. And they were selling it at a position at a very high premium.
Yeah.
And
it wasn't a $4.99
No,
thing. It was like
it
a
was
$100 thing, right?
over
At the time.
$100,
Yeah.
then all the different accessories. So, if you have invented a product, that's a completely different story. And in that case, always positioning at the very high end of the scale.
Yeah. But when I see electronics and gadgets, especially with new people coming through, like doing drop shipping, they normally go for the low value items. And normally they have terrible photos, the terrible products, and it's probably not good for the planet either. And they just end up being junk and doesn't last, and there's no repeat business, right? People buy the one thing, the cool gadget, and then it ends up in the bin a week later. Like we had a friend recently, went to a friend's house.
That's true.
What was the product that...
They got some egg catcher from Temu and he got it one day, and the second day literally it was in trash.
In the bin,
as we say in Australia, or trash, as we say in America.
Yeah.
And that to me is like, that's terrible.
And there's no margin on that.
There is no margin.
So this is not a good one.
Temu can do that because
they
have the scale and they're selling straight from China. The costs are completely different there. But if you are based in a Western country and you want to make a sustainable business out of this,
and you're starting out as a first e-commerce business doing...
Don't do it. Don't do it.
She said don't do it.
Yeah.
All right, so that's electronics and gadgets. Let's move on to number 3. A favorite of yours.
Favorite of mine.
Female
fast fashion.
Female fast fashion.
Yeah. So guys, female fast fashion.
Can you say that fast 3 times?
Female fast fashion, female fast fashion, female fast fashion.
Very good.
All right, so super low margin, crazy competition. Once again, high return rate, pressure to deliver something new and new and new and new all the time.
Yes.
Am I saying fashion is not going to work? No. That's not what I'm saying. Once again, if you're experienced, you really understand your niche customer. Let's say you really understand a woman who wants to have specifically curated pieces of clothing for special occasions. Or if she's like gothic and she wants to be really edgy, something really specific like that can work incredibly well. But if this is new,
all of these things that we're talking about in this video, they're in what we call the red ocean.
Yes.
The red ocean meaning that there's sharks there or all kinds of predators. So it's super competitive. So there's like all of the competition's getting eaten up by the bigger, more established players. So it's not that it's impossible to succeed, but the odds when you're competing against all of those sharks in the ocean there, and there's all that blood in the water, that's a dangerous business. Like this is about the things that are going to bleed you dry.
Yes, exactly.
This is going to bleed dry unless you really know what you're doing and you have some experience.
You make it instead of fast fashion cheap, you make it a very curated, high value premium store where you're not going to be selling pieces of garments for $15 or they're on sale from $30 to $25, say $5.
Yeah.
That's not going to help you increase your conversion rate or average order value. So instead, you can turn it around and have a premium, highly curated store where the pieces go from 150 to 1,000. That's a completely different conversation, but then you have to position in a completely different way. So if you just think female fashion,
women 30 to 60.
Women 30 to 60. How many times have I heard this?
It's too broad. It has to be more specific.
Just fast fashion, kind of like another Zara, but you don't have the budgets to be another Zara. Then
you can't compete with Zara if you're starting out as a solopreneur in your thing. So the opposite of the red ocean, by the way, and this is a book. I think I can't think of the name of the author right now off the top of my head, but the opposite of the red ocean is a blue ocean. And the blue ocean is where you want to be swimming, where there's no sharks. It's blue, crystal clear waters. You're the only one there, and that's where you make all of the money and the profit. So
yes,
that's a book.
That's a book. So
let's move on to
number two.
Number two, what a favorite of mine.
Yeah, favorite of Kristen's, and this is the second one that's the most gonna bleed you dry. So if you're gonna stay away of many things, so far this is the one that you want to stay away from the most.
And that is smartphone accessories. Especially if the smartphone accessories that you're drop shipping, that you don't have the inventory. These are super low margin products.
And when we're talking about smartphone accessories, I was actually about to show you my iPhone with the iPhone case.
Oh yeah.
But I can't show it to you because we're recording on it.
I'm talking to it right now.
And so, you know that piece...
The case.
The case.
Yeah, the iPhone case.
The iPhone case and I'm not talking about the Apple iPhone case that you can only get at Apple, but I'm talking about all of the other iPhone cases.
Yeah, there's a million of them, right? The different
brands.
brands.
That you can get on Amazon for $5. Like, that's a race to the bottom.
That's
like,
a red ocean.
That's a red ocean. Anything where your average order value is gonna be below $60. Like some of these cases sell for $5.
Yeah.
And Amazon is full of them.
Yeah.
And Amazon has a huge competitive advantage.
Other marketplaces too, right? Like even a Walmart or
Temu,
Best Buy or Temu, all of those different platforms.
All of these, crap places.
That's a red ocean as well. And if you're going into business thinking that, hey, I'm going to sell the cheapest iPhone cases and have the best customer service, that's going to be my business model, that's going to bleed you dry. That's
going to bleed you dry because remember, customer service only happens after you sold something. Once again, you don't control the quality of the product unless you manufacture it and, create some incredible value. But if you're just selling regular smartphone accessories that anybody else is selling, then that is gonna completely bleed you dry.
So just to summarize, there's a few major problems with it. Like one is that the average order value is too low.
Yes.
Secondly is how often do people buy them? Like when they upgrade their phone, like maybe once a year, twice a year.
Maybe once
every
a year,
2 years.
unless it's a fashion accessory, but then it's just a piece of plastic that's bad for the planet.
Yeah, third, there's really no differentiation. There's like millions of people selling the same things, just 5 cents cheaper, 10 cents cheaper, $5 cheaper.
Yes.
So you can't really
get it
with
anywhere.
That. Yeah, so they're kind of like a few major problems I see.
Yes, in summary, low margin, high competition.
Red ocean.
Red ocean.
All right, let's move on to the big one. Drum roll. And that's the niche that's going to bleed you dry the most.
Yes.
Is having no niche.
Yeah, guys, general store is gonna effing bleed you dry. Like, there are so many dudes on YouTube who are still to this date promoting general stores. I am yet to see a profitable, sustainable, lasting business that is a general store. I have not seen it, guys. In my last 10 years in e-commerce, I have not seen that.
Yeah, so in general store, just to clarify, we're talking about, usually it's a drop shipping store that's selling trending products.
Yeah.
And they have the best selection of the most trending products right now. And it's usually like gadgets,
baby stuff,
baby things,
a little bit of fashion,
homeware things,
leggings,
just random junk,
kitchen products
that's just put together.
Yeah, sometimes I've also seen that businesses that started as a brick and mortar and maybe had a little bit more of a general brick and mortar store and replicated that online. They tend to do the same online, that they replicate the experience as if like I'm walking inside the store and there is so many other browsing products.
Yeah.
But what you guys need to understand that that's not how it works online. Every single platform needs to learn who is your ideal customer, and your ideal customer is not the customer who likes a bargain, because everybody loves good value, but nobody likes cheap crap. So having no niche, unless you are extremely experienced in running ads and you've got a couple of trending products where you are testing giant amounts of money on ads to see which one is going to work for you, and then it only has that time span of while it's trending, then in my opinion, not having a niche, it's a bloodbath.
It's a bloodbath, race to the bottom. Because
you have 30 grand, just set it on fire or flush it down the toilet.
So the thing is,
that's going to be more fun, I think, than having a general store.
The thing is, the general store, like, you have to really drive, you have to pay for every bit of traffic to go there, really, for most of the time. And it's going to cost you money to acquire those customers and bring them to the store. So you pay money, let's say you pay $10, $20, $30 to get someone to the store, for them to browse around your cheap junk that's selling for $5, $10, $20, plus you have the cost of the goods. Even from the outset, the math doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. Complete bad bath.
Unless you can drive traffic to the store for free in large volumes, I don't see how it can ever make money.
No. So,
am I missing something?
You're not missing anything. That's why it's number one. And so if you want to stay away from other things that are going to bleed you dry, then check this out.